a treat. Y'all are in for a treat. I think I'm in for a treat. I don't know about y'all.
Where's the camera? Where's the camera?
It's this one right here. And look, if you can
What do I do with my hands?
play guitar with your hands. Show me those chords and I'll be your rhythm man.
Okay, all right. So
B,
what I'm doing, so I'm going to be playing in C,
C.
but I want you to do the 2 and the 3. So that's going to be. That's it. You ready to take some? You ready to take a ride? 3, 4. Or straight A minor.
Surprise guest, Aaron Williams, Esquire. He's practicing. The Men in Black was trying to recruit him, so he's practicing.
Got to stay low key.
Right.
Up in PAT.
Dude, so I'm playing D freaking minor something and E minor something, and you're playing in C freaking major.
It's wild, man.
That's my first experience with transmutation.
That's where you know the bass is all the music. Everything we do is just icing on the cake, man.
Well, so what is that? What is that called? That.
All right, I'm going to throw off the charade, you know.
Okay,
Real,
back
right,
to the real deal.
No, for real. So if you're playing in C major, A minor is going to be the same notes.
Right.
So all the chords within that structure from 1 to 7 are all going to be useful. You can use that same scale for those chords. They're all going to color it a different way. It's gonna be very different. One of my favorites to do is going from, and really you got to think E major, although you don't touch E major, going between C sharp minor,
right,
and A, open A, which would be that
E major,
that 6 major, right?
Okay,
6 major. So it would be like the A major 7 type of thing.
so your bass is playing D and A, and you're in E freaking.
The bass is like, the bass is in D, and
Got a bass I can crank.
well, I mean the bass note.
I'll
show
play
you.
it. Look, I'll just play the bass. I think I might work on bass better. Okay. And when I go back and listen to my recordings, I always like my bass playing much better. So D.
So I like to into an A, and that's going to be our rotating bass notes. That's going to be the C sharp minor scale, right?
Gotcha.
Right. I love playing in minor scales. I grew up on Metallica. So, and I was like, well, what part of the fretboard can I use the open strings? right? Like,
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah.
so that's where I found myself in that
A flat
fret.
or D flat.
Yeah, I call it C sharp minor, but
Yeah.
it's the same. So this is the vibe. Are you ready?
Tap a foot or something.
So I'm having a hard time getting around this cable.
Right.
That's gonna be.
Yeah, that's a 1960s jazz original hardware pickup. So bass. It is beat to hell.
Okay.
Shit.
So what we're doing is we're just playing between a minor and a Lydian, if you want to break it down to the science of it.
So, but you're playing in one key, right?
I'm
there.
playing in the key of essentially E major.
E major.
Right. Watch this. Keep doing that. Because this is funny. There you.
That's wild. Where did
See-
you come up with that?
I don't know. I just heard it in my head, and it was like, what is like the deepest thing I can play to my heart, like, and so I've used this music to flow, just transcend, right? It's like, it feels like limitless power, you know, knowing that all those notes are available to you over those grooves.
And
you could change the bass note
For
at
sure.
any time, and it'll change the mood, right? So
Right.
you're going from the, and let's go to B to E. Still in this. And back.
then change the B.
That's it, man.
That's pretty wild. You came up with that.
Yeah, that's just like.
So that's
So I
Aerolydian.
I've never made it a song because I feel like when you take the rain and you're trying to feel the rain, right? It's rain. It's what it is. You collect that rain into a bucket. You collect those notes of the rain into this bucket, and then you're looking at it, and it's just a bucket of water, man. Once it's recorded, it's solidified, and it's just there, and it's so
the
pretty.
randomness is gone
Yeah.
in a sense.
So this is a groove to flow on. It'll
Rain.
never be the same twice.
Right, that's right. It'll never be a bucket. It'll
It
always
should
be
just
the
be
rain.
called rain. You know what I mean? That's what I'm naming it. Rain.
There it is.
Recorded, copyrighted, 2024.
So you're doing an interview. You're literally doing a show, but instead of just so much words, you're raining or whatever.
That's it. It's just about the rain, man.
And you're just playing E major.
If you call that just a note,
Well, I shouldn't have said just. That's an attitude.
which allows me to do my favorite lick, which is this. It's taking all the bad
That's some
notes.
minor looking crap there. That's not.
It's-
You're bending up, major.
It's making the bad notes, making them good. Watch. Do it for me again.
Where did that come from? That's a trip.
It's out of my head, man. You know, I wanted to know the fretboard. I didn't want any gray areas.
You want to be able to use your quarter notes or whatever. The in-between, the in-between.
Okay, right. So you're getting to like the effect, right? We can make a chorus effect by taking a chord, like say E major 7, and just doing this to it. Or you can add like a vibrato kind of chorus. Or, you want to delay. Or it's all in your ear, right? You don't even need to know music theory to know a little bit about guitar and be able to do what you want.
If you can hear it.
If you can hear it, it's ear. And some people are like, I had this one good friend of mine who's very, very gifted musician. I'm like, man, what do I do about people who can't get the rhythm of it? He said, man, you can't teach
You
rhythm.
can't fix that, yeah. You can't. If you don't have rhythm, that's the base of the whole thing.
So yeah, but
Yep, you're pretty much screwed. You're not supposed to be a musician if you don't have rhythm.
if you can't just,
Count to 4.
I'm sorry for you, but
Anyway.
I can't run that fast. So we all got something.
Well,
I'm lying. I can run really fast.
I bet. You're kind of narrow and kind of wiry.
But thank you for having me on the show.
Well,
And you got any questions for me?
yeah. So
Thank you.
let's go back to Aaron. He's back. There he is. Are you channeling something, or is it? Where do you go when you're? Because I've seen you just get lost. I mean, not lost, but you're out in the ether, man.
It's euphoric.
On a
It's
journey.
Definitely.
I've seen you just disappear.
Okay, so where I go, first and foremost, that never leaves the mental fretboard.
It's always in your head.
You have to know where it's at mentally. You don't have to see it to know it. Like if I'm going back to that thing we were just playing. So once you get the mental fretboard in your head, where you don't have to think about where it is. Crossroads. Ralph Macchio at the end, he's got a Telecaster, and he's doing he's doing the arpeggio scales, and he's just starts ripping these things, and he's like, and the crowd's ripping, the crowd's just cheering him on. but he's not really looking at it the whole time. And Steve Vai is definitely not. He's just
Right.
looking him in the eye like Steve Vai won that competition. But I was like, oh man, I want to play guitar like that. And then that's how I started. I was like, okay, can I do it with my eyes closed? You know, is it? And I just practiced until it became a little easier. But then I found it very beneficial because once I get a few songs in, you know, get moving around, the sweat pours down my eyes and I can't see anything. I can't open my eyes anyway. So if the crowd's responding, it's a good show, the band's on, the sound system has got to be on,
Right,
man. The
right.
sound man means everything.
It really does. To spend
Can't
all that
express that
time and
enough.
then not have a sound man. You got to do it.
Got to do it, man.
The fifth
hats
member
off
of
to
the
Aaron
band.
at in Lake Charles Panorama. If they know what they're doing, and David in Lake Charles, that guy's amazing.
Come in a little bit.
If they know what they're doing, it will change, make or break the game. You know, a good
The
sound.
sound man. That's
Sound
right. Because think of it. You've spent all this time. You've promoted. You've practiced. You've perspired. And you get up there, and then the sound sucks.
Turned off immediately. You don't even want to play. You want to go home.
And the audience is the same way. They can't enjoy it.
Yes, exactly. I've had people come up to me. I can't hear your vocals. I'm like, if I was mixing it, I would make you hear my vocals.
I can't
so
control it.
much.
So
Rumors spreading around. I sing like that. Anyway,
you're a good singer too, no doubt.
oh, thank you, man.
It just flows out of you. But you've been doing it now. How long? How long have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing guitar longer than I've been singing, but none of my bands could find singers when we were kids. Nobody could sing, and I hated it, you know. But I loved Metallica, and they just yelled. So I was like, I'm just gonna yell at the mic. And so it took me a long time to get the Texas draw out of my vocals. And like somebody described my voice one time as Axl Rose if he were from Texas, you know. So
That's funny.
that's pretty horrible. I mean,
No, I don't know. I'd like to hear that. That might be a thing. That might be a new thing. Where are you playing next?
I'm playing at
You're playing in like 15 bands at this point, and then doing solo stuff. And
doing solo stuff. I'm playing the 19th with Catalina Mind Mixer,
April 19th.
April 19th.
Right. So there's no telling when this will actually air. But I'm trying to give people listening context into.
So the bands to follow: Catalina Wine Mixer, Benny and the Rest,
Benny.
and Jimmy Ray Top. That's my 3 bands.
Jimmy Ray Top. Is that your alter ego? Is that what that is?
Well, it's pretty much a name, right? It is a name. And I play Jimi Hendrix, then I play some Steve Ray, then I play some ZZ Top, and then I'll play
I got you.
something that's going to be referenced like if you were on some type of streaming station and you're just random in the mix. So like some Clapton stuff they used to cover, Cream, Bob Dylan. You know, I'm throwing some of that in there. And then I'm throwing a little Government Mule in there because I love the mule.
I like the mule. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
They
So,
lament. There's a lamentation in there.
if I could be any band, it would be that one.
Is that right?
God, they're so good. Of course, I mean,
you're listening.
Soundgarden's like one of my all-time favorites, but I'll never. That's just what they sounded like.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to
Right.
to be like
The
That's
combination
just what they
sound.
sounded like.
That's just the way it is. Have you ever noticed the bands that just really hit? There's just all of a sudden the right group of people get together and there's a sound. It's
Yep.
pretty wild.
That's what happened with Pantera too.
Pretty wild.
Those 4 together were like the Beatles, you know,
The Beatles.
the bloody Beatles, and I love them to death. Love all their individualities. Octopus's Garden is my jam.
Is that right? That's
Me.
the one.
Mean Mr. Mustard, you know.
I like Ticket to Ride. That's always one of my favorites.
Good one. They're
That
also
little
good.
offbeat. Top.
Basically, what I'm
top.
saying is, I'm biased. I like everything they do.
That's right. They're pretty good. There's no question. There's no question. It's not. They were touched.
Yeah.
You know, they were touched.
And they just heard it in the air. They just thought,
That's right.
Everyone can hear this, you know. It's copyright. What? Why?
Yeah.
You know, beautiful souls.
It's free energy. Why are we copyrighting?
I feel like the music industry was a little more pure back then, even though it's never been pure. But it was a bit more, especially true to the artistry. They did cater to the, what do you want to?
Yeah.
You know, there was a time where they're like, what do you want to play? It's not like that anymore.
No, this is what it's going to be. That's why the music today sounds to me like it's the same song over and over and over.
We'll never see that music again because now they're, instead of putting real artists on the table, they're putting somebody they can control,
And
the puppets up there.
with a computer. Yeah.
So,
Here's your computer. Now start singing or whatever. It's pretty sad.
Yeah.
There's no variety. Anyway.
it made me quit writing. Now I just write the rain.
The rain. I got you. So you're out. So while everybody's
So I'm playing all those great songs I love for money, and I'm not paying royalties. Where's the right in that? That shouldn't be, but I do it.
Wow. So, that's been kind of a thing that I've been really thinking about is, you watch all these cover bands, and I've been in cover bands, no doubt, and we're playing and making money off of this music that's somebody else's.
Not even Prince hated covers. He's like, you know what? Purple Rain, really, you should only be hearing that from one person.
Yeah. Well,
He said, but that's not the way it is.
every cover band does it, Purple Rain. So,
Yep.
so
It's interesting to know that he kind of despised covers, though. He thought your originality should be your own thing.
Yeah. Well,
That would have never worked in country music. Everybody covered everything.
That's right. They pretty much did. And hell, now they're covering pop music and everything. The Tracy Chapman deal that came out. So
Oh, man, when Johnny Cash did that rock album, did the Soundgarden, did the Nine Inch Nails, I hurt myself today.
Oh my God.
I was like,
he's got, even at almost near death, Johnny still had a thing. I'm telling you, it's just a thing that somebody has. You have the thing.
I don't think I have the thing.
You
I've
have
always
the thing.
wanted to have the thing. Back when I saw Bon Jovi for the first time, telling me to live on a prayer.
Right. Still kind of there.
But gosh, but you said where are you in your head? That's where I go. First, the mental fretboard. Secondly, I'm wherever I want to be. When your room looks kind of weird and you wish that you were there. Remember that Muppet
Is that
song?
Barney?
The Muppet song, Muppet Babies. So you can imagine where you want to be,
I
right?
think I was when I was into the Muppets was maybe a little earlier than that.
Oh, Muppet Babies was more my generation.
Oh, I got you.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a few years later. So they taught me as a kid to imagine where you can make your room wherever you want it to be. So once I get there to the show and the sound is on and my band is on and I'm hearing a little bit of the crowd, I'm anywhere, bro. I'm at the big centers. I'm in an intimate audience with people who are actually listening. They don't have to be famous people or anything special like that, just people listening. People attentive to, wow, you're actually not an iPad. You're not reading lyrics. You're up there playing from your heart and your memory and your soul, and you're trying to recreate what you've heard and to the best of your ability and not sell yourself short of what you can do and not try to trick us with some kind of posery. That's why I don't play country. I love country, but I'm not good at it. I don't want to pose at it. I've seen good, and I'm like, all respect.
Right.
Hats off to you, my brother. I do what I do, and that's just
Right.
what I do.
That's right. Well, it's just that you've been able to kind of hone it. You've stuck with it for such a long time and sweated it out, in the steam room, that you actually have a thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have the thing.
Oops, I'm so sorry.
That's a thing.
That's my
But-
wife. That's a thing.
Uh-oh. That's going to be a thing later.
Yeah. That's
Since you
definitely
turned
gonna
that
be a
off.
thing. She's going to be like, did you dismiss my call?
Hello. I said, well,
Wife's a Scorpio. Beware.
yeah, what happens? That's aggressive, emotional.
That's never forget anything.
constantly stinging you.
About 6 months. Remember that time you were at Kelly's and you rejected my call?
Yeah. For the
Just kidding.
1,000th time.
No, she saved my life a million times over.
Right.
Grateful for my wife. It's changed my music, changed my perspective. My kids changed my music, changed my perspective. They're the only thing that matters besides my music. This is right there. That's my own health. This is my health.
So you're working out mental health or emotional health
Oh.
issues.
I would be dead if it wasn't for this.
It's an outlet for aggression,
everything,
angst, and
It's everything. It's an outlet to not go insane. Oh my gosh, when when I'm mad, I go up in my room and I get up on and I jam and I put on a backing track from YouTube or something and I'm just jamming. By the time I get out of there, I'm just endorphins, just rushed, bro. It's just a different feeling.
The smile is
and I'm
back.
sure everyone gets that from music. They should.
That's
They shouldn't
kind of
be
the purpose.
working to impress someone. You know what I mean? It should be because you love it.
Working to, instead of impress, you want to express.
Express. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. That's exactly it. Express yourself. Express yourself. I must express it to my full capability. Yep.
Oh, I thought you were doing fixing to jam on some Madonna. Just no. Express yourself.
Like if you just want to like. You know, that's your music. Just do it. I always love that. That kind of stuff. But I don't
You would just get lost in it, don't you?
When I was growing up, we didn't have the internet, and I swear the internet has done a lot of changes to the world, because, you know, and I'd say each generation before me has been greater and greater because they built the railroads, they built the buildings, they built the roads. I can't imagine what they did
Yeah.
for where we're standing.
Heavy lift.
The heavy lift.
We're standing on the shoulders of giants.
Exactly, and we should be grateful and
That's-
still doing those.
thank you.
Those things that
Thank you for saying
take
that.
the work and doing what's right. Not half-assing it, you know.
Yeah, be grateful, and then you're connected, and then when you're connected to the past,
Bro,
then you're.
when I act like a shithead, I go up behind my wife and I grab her and I say, I'm grateful for my wife and my life, my kids, my guitars, my dogs, and those shithead cats. You know, I express some gratitude and I'm like, wow, I feel so much better.
We could go into politics, we could go into religion, or not. Probably not. You know, it's the
You know,
show
to
isn't
each
really.
their own, you know?
The show isn't really about that. It's kind of about personal experience and growth.
I think as far as politics go, have you ever seen the episode of Andy Griffith's show where him and Barn are talking about it? And they're like, who'd you vote for? Well, what? I don't tell who I vote for. He's like, oh, well, okay, well. He said, very democratic of you, Barn, very democratic.
All right.
He said, what are you trying to say? They didn't talk about it back then. You just voted by your
Yeah,
standards.
yeah.
And now it's a war.
It is a war. It's all out war.
It's a social media war. It might be a distraction.
From something greater. I heard a line in a movie the other day. It said, "Man, that guy's so powerful. He's the president." And no, he is not the real power. He's just a distraction from the real power. You know, and there's something deeper going on, and you know, there's all kind of explanations, but there's definitely another layer beneath the layer that we see. That's the true power, I think.
The Matrix is a metaphor, man. It's a metaphor.
It's true. We're in the Matrix.
We're just seeing what they want us to see.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary, actually, but at the same time, if
I'm
you
going to
have
be offed after this interview.
yeah,
The government will hurt
the men
me.
in black will show up. Well, we heard you talking. So, but all right. No, that's too deep. That's too squishy. You get off in that, and you just get. Blah.
Yeah, conspiracy theories.
But this is more. Even though you're in the ether here, it's more. This is a more solid thing than trying to figure out.
And I've learned that, you know, to connect with it without any alcohol involved is a beautiful thing.
That's a paradigm shift.
Because, you know, you're wanting to go to a show and create a party. That's what you're selling. You're
Right.
selling a good time. You
Entertainer.
want the bar to sell alcohol. You want people to take pictures and dance and laugh and scream and sing. And then, so you're selling the party. So I kind of got wrapped up in partying with them to be a part of the party. And then kind of, honestly, putting my music in the background going, I'm here to party with y'all and I'm just going to play. What's up?
Wow.
You know, and it really got lost to where I should have been. And then when I quit drinking while I was playing, which now I say quit drinking. I'm not really an alcoholic. That's what messed me up. I'd only drink when I'd play, so it affected me really hard. But
Well, it gets you in the zone. I hate to say it. I've
gets you in
done
the
it
zone,
myself.
right? And so the last couple gigs or whatever, I'll have over the course of 3 hours, 3 beers, no shots, and that's relaxation enough. Where I still got my head about me. I'm not worried about driving home or a hangover or anything like that.
Well, then you can still, that way it gives you're still in control of your music.
And I played a few gigs that we couldn't have alcohol, and it was like none of us could, and the band was like amazing.
It was better.
It was amazing, bro. It was like you could see it coming a mile away and just take the picture and mold it as it was coming. Like you're the Flash, bro, and you're just your head moves so much faster. The moment you take the sip, you
start slowing down.
Yeah, you start slowing down. I make mistakes when I'm live sometimes because of the alcohol, because I'm like, well, I told my hands to do it. What happened?
Right.
So if I really wanted to take it to the next level,
So
I think I'd be just completely sober. If I could ever tell anyone anything, it would be stay sober, never do drugs, and you don't need
Stay
them.
sober. Never do drugs. The band sounds better not drinking. That's a hard lesson to learn.
It's a hard one.
You're just getting such a groove, and I'm guilty of it.
Me too. But we live, we learn.
We live.
Still
we
got our
learn.
fretboards. I still got my guitar. Look out now.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
One more time. Aaron Williams, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I
Mr.
appreciate
Kelly
you
Brewer.
helping. It's all good. It's all good. Peace unto thee, my brethren.